Charles Barkley believes that the player to top Caitlin Clark's accomplishments is already on the rise. Well, he can't be the best forever. With time, someone younger and better is going to come up and break your records and become the new standard of greatness. Caitlin Clark was this special individual who took over the college world and then the WNBA. However, according to Charles Barkley, Caitlin's reign as the best women's basketball player might be short-lived. He believes her success is already coming up and will quickly overtake her once she can develop her game a bit further. And her name is Juju Watkins. By the end of this video, you will see why Charles Barkley believes Juju is next up. Now, Juju is no stranger to making history. Klutch Sports Group is one of the most popular sports agencies in the world. All you have to know is that LeBron James is signed to it. However, one thing they were missing was elite high school talent. In comes Juju. In February of 2022, Juju became the first high school athlete to sign with Klutch Sports Group for NIL representation. And it seems like Klutch got her at the right time because she won a state championship the following month and was named the Gatorade California Girls Basketball Player of the Year. Still, it is hard to imagine that any women's college player will top what Caitlin Clark has accomplished. Let's not forget that Caitlin set the NCAA record for most points ever scored with 3,685. That is going to be tough to beat anytime soon. However, Juju is on pace to beat that record. She finished her freshman season with USC with a total of 920 points. That is 27.1 points per game. Clark tallied 799 points, which is 26.6 points per game in her freshman season at Iowa. Charles Barkley is definitely a big believer in Juju's abilities. In fact, he sees her battling Caitlin for the face of women's basketball for years to come.
Caitlin is a supernova, and Juju probably is a better player. So those two women gonna be running the WNBA for the next 10, 12, 14, 15, 20 years, basically.
Now, the summer before her junior year, Juju helped the USA Under-16 national team win a gold medal and was named the most valuable player at the FIBA Americas Under-16 Championship. She even won the 2022 FIBA Under-17 World Cup with Team USA and averaged a team-high 13.1 points in addition to 6.4 rebounds, 2.4 assists, and 2.3 steals, and helping the USA to a 7-0 record and a gold medal. She was named MVP once again. USA basketball coach Sue Phillips believes that Juju is up next. She's unique in that she has a small forward physique but plays like a scoring guard, but can also see the floor and distribute like a point guard. Rebounds like a power forward. When she gets going in her mid-range, it is almost unguardable because of her ability to stop on a dime and elevate. Coach Phillips has been coaching for 3 decades and has coached legends like Maya Moore and Diana Taurasi, and comparatively, Coach Phillips believes that when they were in high school, they were equally as dominant as Juju. She believes that Juju is head and shoulders above her peers in a lot of ways. Sounds like she is foreshadowing a legendary basketball career for Juju as well. And another person who is a believer in Juju is Sheryl Swoopes. Now, don't discredit what Swoopes had to say about Juju just because of her past comments about Caitlin Clark. That would be a disservice to Juju's talents.
Sheryl, how impressive has Juju Watkins been this season, and what's her ceiling?
Juju is the truth. Juju is nasty. Her ceiling, it's unlimited. It's just absolutely unlimited. I love her game because she plays both ends of the floor. I love her size, and she's a freshman, just dominating everywhere. If players, the women, could leave early and go to the league.
All of this hype is warranted too, thanks to her relentless work ethic. When Juju was 10, she played her first year of travel ball, and she struggled to keep up because she lacked some foundational skills. She even broke down one evening on the car ride home with her mom and asked her to teach her how to play basketball properly. That night, her parents sat down at the kitchen table and came up with a plan for training their daughter. For the next couple of years, Juju practiced every day with her parents in the backyard or at the Watts Gym, named after her great-grandfather Ted Watkins Sr., a civil rights activist in the 1960s. When her dad got off work, he would take her to the backyard to shoot jumpers. It started with 100, then 200, then 300, and more. We were always making sure we were adding to her value and her skill set. The one great thing about Juju was whatever we worked on in the backyard, she would implement immediately in the game. She wasn't afraid of taking risks. Fast forward to 7th grade as things started to fall into place for Juju. She realized that she was really good at this when she was 12 years old because she was ranked for the first time nationally. This unexpected accolade boosted unreal confidence in Juju as she pledged to never let go of the sport, as she finally understood how much her hard work had paid off that day. She is also being noticed by NBA superstars Dame Lillard, who went as far as to compare her to Carmelo Anthony, who in turn raved about how incredible Juju is.
Dame said, Juju like Melo at Syracuse for real. He said, man, you want to win? Give her the ball, man.
Dame understands how tough that is to do at that level. And as a freshman, you going from AAU to 50,000 like in the tournament. I get why he said that. Like I watch it. I mean, I've been watching Juju for a long time, since high school. The work she put in, I know the people that works with her. I can watch her and see like, oh, she's putting in the work.
Now, there is simply no denying that she is a superstar in the making. One thing that made Caitlin great was the fact that she could garner attention and then deliver. Juju is doing the same. Just like there is the Caitlin Clark effect, there is also the Juju Watkins effect. In December 2021 at the McDonald's Classic in El Paso, Texas, fans filled the stands for Sierra Canyon's opening game. They made signs for Juju. They painted their faces with her number plastered on their cheeks. They yelled cheers and chants for her during the duration of the game. In her debut game with Sierra Canyon, she had 15 points, 8 rebounds, and 6 blocks, and an 87-37 win. After the game, a young girl asked her to take a picture with her. She then showed her that she put it as her screensaver. A month later, while playing in Alaska, a fan rushed to Juju after a game and asked her to sign the side of his face with a Sharpie. Her coach said that the type of attention Juju gets is unparalleled. In fact, they have to escort her out of arenas because she gets that mob-like attention. While Juju does remain humble and is honored that people like her enough to want them to sign their faces and be their screensavers, everyone else is singing her praises. Her favorite player is LeBron James, who has sat courtside at her games and spoken highly of Juju's abilities. He believes that she is the greatest thing in women's basketball. Meanwhile, James Harden has been a big help to Juju. The NBA superstar came to Sierra Canyon to practice with her. During that practice, she observed Harden's habits. He is so intellectual in how he plays the game and even practices. He practices like he's in the game. I knew that I wanted to pick up that habit from him. So now I'm like, okay, practice like you're in an actual game. Talk to yourself. Get in the rhythm that is able to translate into the game. And that's no matter what I'm doing in practice. Harden went on to say that Juju could be one of the best women's basketball players to ever touch a basketball. While Paul George was so impressed by her game that he scheduled a summer workout together, which ultimately fell through due to conflicting schedules. Still, he said that she should get the same recognition as the best female players in the country. Some of Juju's contemporaries are also in awe of her talents. Take Cameron Brink, for example. She went on to call Juju a generational star.
Yeah, so I mean, obviously, you got to talk about Juju. She's a generational player in my eyes, and she's only a freshman. So think about the growth she will make her next 2-3 years. It's going to be insane. So obviously, we had to key on Juju. She had 51 on us, which no one wants, but she got hot and she stayed hot.
Juju made her college debut by scoring 32 points, as well as upsetting number 7 ranked Ohio State. USC's record for 30-point games in a freshman season had been 3. Juju passed that in November. Her stellar performance has already sparked debates about her winning this year's NCAA Freshman of the Year award. In the 8 matches, her best performance was against the Lemoyne Dolphins, in which she scored her career high at 35 points. When she dropped 51 points on Stanford, she broke the USC single-game scoring record held by Sherry Nelson since 1989. It was also the first 50-point game by a freshman since 2010. Her record-setting ways continued. She set the single-game scoring record for the Galen Center, her team's home arena, and had her 11th 30-point game, surpassing Sheryl Miller for the most in a season by a USC player. In her next game, she passed Paula McGee for the program freshman single-season scoring record. Finally, Juju would finish the year by breaking the freshman scoring record with 920 points. The record had stood for 4 decades. By now, there was a new scoring queen in the NCAA. One sign that you are a superstar is when you start getting compared to other stars like Caitlin Clark. It might be unfair to ask Juju to top what Caitlin has accomplished. However, it is clear that she possesses the ability to do something truly special. It might not be exactly what Caitlin has done, but in the same way how LeBron James carved his path differently than Michael Jordan. Juju could also do something that puts her in the conversation of an all-time great. But only time will tell.